Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank the leadership for giving me this rare privilege to share my life story. Thank you very much, sir. I was born 47 years ago into a pagan and polygamous family. My mother was the third. I had 3 sisters ahead of me, being the only surviving son of my mother. My sisters pampered me. I became a spoiled child very early in life because I'm the only son, and my sister tried all manner of things to make sure I'm a very good boy. But the more she tried, the more I failed her. Eventually, we had a serious issue, and 1996, precisely April, we parted ways, and my immediate senior, who was in Abuja, came and took me from Makurdi, from my house. And while we were coming, I had less than 600 naira. We came from Makurdi, we passed the Federal Secretariat. I saw the nightlife of Abuja. And when the journey finished at Bega, the street lights disappeared, and we boarded another bus, headed to a place called Idukarimo, a place where the ceiling is made of carton, and you have to queue to bath. If you buy a new towel, all your neighbors will know. And I was very angry with my senior sister, but in a bid to make me feel at home, 2 days after, she invited me to a full gospel dinner meeting, Gariki chapter, 1996, April precisely. At that dinner anniversary meeting, where we were in Agora Hotel, I saw captains of industry, men of value, praising God. And when an altar call was made, I jumped out and I gave my life to Christ. And that was the beginning of new thing in my life. And one of those days, while I came for the full gospel meeting in Agora Hotel, I said how I wish I would work in this place. And lo and behold, God made it possible. I started working in that place. And they deployed me to, my first place of work was Abuja International Conference Center, where Agora Hotel was the one handling the cleaning services. I never knew God had a plan for me. While we were there working as cleaners, I was understanding how to run a facility management company. And 5 years down the line, something happened, and I left the job. My Oga, somebody I called my Oga in this fellowship, Barry Saizi Kopanachi, he said, Mike, you have to leave this job now. You are not cut out for this job. And I left reluctantly, and I printed a complimentary card and started going around the city of Abuja, looking for contracts. But no one will come, and a friend called me and said, come, let's float a company together. He will finance it while I'll be the operation manager. And 2 weeks down the line, he got a job with South African firm, and they said, Mike, you're on your own. And I started going around the city of Abuja, submitting complimentary cards like a madman. And to God be the glory, God helped me. A sister in this fellowship started giving me fumigation job in NDIC. From there, I started getting small jobs. In the year 2006, precisely, Erufai came and wanted to demolish where I was living. And the only money I had then was 1,000 naira. And I went to church. I bought one book, Exploits of Faith, written by David Nwadiogbu. And after reading that book, my mentality changed, and I became a prophet unto myself. I started saying good things about myself. And it's in that book I learned that everything about life revolves around faith. And I started building up my faith. And from there, God began to help me. In fact, eventually the house, people will come and ask me, if they demolish this house, where are you parking to? I said, I'm going to live in the city. I don't know how God will do it. But eventually the house was demolished, and I took my items to a friend's house in Uye, and I went squatting in a place called Gwagwa that is worse than Idukarimo. While I was there, the first 1 week I locked up myself. I was just reading the Bible, and the second week my phone rang, and lo and behold, God gave me a job. And from that job with Nimet, I was able to pay a house rent in Apo and buy a car, and I started moving. 6 months down the line, Erufai came again in Apo. Those days, the ShopRite side used to be the temporary side, while the other side, the resettlement side, used to be the permanent side. And suddenly, Erufai came and demolished the house again, and when he demolished it, I didn't even have money that day. We slept in my in-laws' office, and in the night I waked up, I prayed, I said, God, I know you have not brought me to suffer this shame. The next day, God made it possible. I got a job with Nigerian Air Force headquarters as their facility manager. And I worked for 7 years, 1 month. From that job, God began to announce me. And the little money I was getting from that job, I used it to start building a house in Apo resettlement, an Amaka location. A house I've sinking close to 4 million. One day, the bulldozer came again. And the house was demolished. When I went to the site, I saw the scavengers going around the building, and I asked them, what are they doing? They said they want to buy the zinc and the wood and the rod. I said, how much do you have? They said they have 110,000. This is 10 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago. And I said, let them give me 200. They said, that's what they have. Being a businessman, I said, bring the money. I collected the money. While I was driving home, the Spirit said, use this money, buy DSTV decoder, watch African Magic and forget your losses. And I ignored that spirit. I went to church, and an offering was called, and I sold that money into God's vineyard. That singular act launched me into real estate development. Today, by the grace of God, I've built houses, no less than 15, and sold in this city of Abuja. Today, by the grace of God, I've built a plaza, and I sold to the likes of Innocent. And 4 years ago, when this administration came, because I'm into real estate development, I was thinking of what to do so that I'll be getting daily income, because I know things will be tough. So eventually, I ventured into hospitality industry, and I built the first hotel, and our able president came and inaugurated that hotel. Sir, that hotel is for today. We have 3 in Utako and 1 in Lokogoma in 4 years. I want to thank this God. God has helped me in the area of marriage. When I wanted to marry, the sister said, the mother-in-law to be said, why are you bringing this man that cannot give me a bag of rice at the end of the year? But today, the story is different. God has blessed me with the wife of my youth. Not only that, God has blessed us with 4 kids, and they are doing marvelously well. In the area of business, God has helped me. They've been ups and downs, but this Jesus has helped me. I want you to embrace this Jesus. He's the only one that can help you. He's the only one that can turn your disappointment into appointment. He's the only one that can change your story. In my family, when I didn't know Jesus, they said, my stepbrothers will say, don't mind this one will amount to nothing. But today, by the special grace of God, they don't take any decision without letting me know. This is only what Jesus Christ can do. I encourage you to give your life to Christ, and He will take you far ahead of you. Thank you very much.